All right. Yeah, very good. My name's Lee Smith. I'm a farm manager. Live here in Woodland, California. Been farming. My family's been farming in California for over 5 generations. I manage mostly pistachios and almonds, mostly in this area, Yellow County and Sutter County. So we're in Knights Landing right now. We're just on the Sacramento River levee here. Knights Landing is kind of a neat area. It goes falls right along the river here. It's one of the only bridge crossings in this area. We have some third leaf almonds here that I've been taking care of since August of last year. Yeah, independents are fairly unique. They're a self-pollinating variety, so they don't require bees or another pollinator to set a crop. So from a management perspective, they're very efficient to manage and handle. They're a newer variety. They're something that a lot more people are getting involved with now. Very efficient to handle. They only require one harvest, whereas a lot of the other varieties require multiple harvests. So we're able to cut down on fuel costs and expenses by only making one pass of the field instead of multiple passes. In my farm specifically, we don't farm anything organic. We tend to farm more towards like a regenerative ag concept. We certainly do use synthetic fertilizers and pesticides and things, but our philosophy is to manage those uses and make them as little as possible, right? We don't want to over-apply nitrogen. We don't want to over-apply pesticides. We do everything we can to limit the use of those resources as much as possible. And where possible, replace them with different inputs, things like compost for improving organic matter and nitrogen in the soil, things like cover crops. We don't do many cover crops in the almonds, but in pistachios we do cover crops every year to help build back organic matter, make healthier soil structure. About some of the sustainability practices is a lot of them are becoming much more financially friendly, and in some cases better than a conventional practice. We on some of our ranches we apply almond shells back to the ranches. They have, as they break down the soil, they provide carbon back to the soil, but they also provide small amounts of potassium back to the soil.
Yeah, interesting.
That's one example. We have some new technology we purchased this year. There's some cameras that we mount on our sprayers that only spray the ground when a weed is present. So as we drive through the field, the camera will detect the chlorophyll from the weed and we'll just quickly turn on that nozzle, spray that weed, and that's it. We're not spraying bare dirt.
Right. Weed Seeker is the name of that one, right?
Yeah, it's technology put out by Trimble. So it's just really interesting things like that. And, those have some of these are long-term investments. Some of them, like the Weed Seeker technology, that's got less than a 1-year payback because we're cutting our herbicide usage by 70-80%. So that's the financially driven bit, right? Where we're cutting down on our herbicide, but then there's a some people call it secondary, some primary benefit of just using less synthetic herbicides in the field. We've got tools that my grandfather's generation could have never even thought of. We can do things. I can get on my phone at 10 o'clock at night and know exactly what's happening on almost every ranch that I farm. And those kinds of tools are going to, kind of technology are going to guide us into the next generation and generations after that. We're always going to deal with some sort of adversity, and we're always, as farmers, we're constantly challenged. And I think we're relatively innovative folks, and we come up with solutions. That's what I see myself as more of a scheduler and a problem solver than a farmer most days.